Hey Jose, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you. Congrats on the big win.
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You were even featured on Sports Center. How cool is that?
That's awesome. It's not the way I personally would have intended it, but hey, any publicity is good publicity, so I'm very happy about it.
I mean, definitely. All Sports Center do is talk about LeBron James, and so if you if you manage to get on Sports Center, it's definitely an achievement.
Yeah, mainly right now during the NBA Finals, I guess that's a very good accomplishment.
Definitely. Before I talk to you about the fight, you posted a picture of a kind of a before and after your weight cut. You cut 26 pounds in just 9 days. You took the fight on short notice, of course. But describe to me what was the weight cut like? Did you have any struggles at all? Like having to be pulled out of the sauna or possibly thinking you might not make it? How was the weight cut?
It was brutal. It wasn't as hard as what people would have thought, but mentally, it was the most physically draining thing I've ever done. I initially, when I first heard about the fight, I was getting ready for a 145-pound title fight for Titan FC. So I was naturally bulking up, getting ready for that fight. I weighed about 151 pounds, and the UFC calls me and go, "Hey, we want you to fight, 125 in Utica, New York." I said no, without any hesitation. I called my weight management specialist, nutrition, kind of joking about him, like, they called me. He goes, "Dude, you're just fat. Like, you're in shape. You're just fat. You can take the fight. Let's do it." So I'm like, fine. So, I took the fight, and he told me, he goes, "Just let you know, it is going to suck. It's not going to be easy. So we can do it. You just have to stay mentally strong." And throughout the whole 9 days, it easily was the most mentally draining thing I've ever had to do, because it's not just working out and eating small meals and only a gallon of water a day, no carbs, stuff like that. But I'm in the heat almost 4 hours in a day. I'm doing 8 pounds of clothes, wearing sauna tops, wearing sauna bottoms, sauna hats, being in the sauna with all that stuff on for 45 minutes, being in the hot tub for 20 minutes each session, and then relaxing to do it all again later on at night. So it was just heat over heat over heat. So I'm constantly sweating all day, no chance to relax, and it really was hard, mainly fight week. During the fight day, we thought that we thought we were going to give up. My coaches were looking at me, and even though physically my body looked well, mentally, I was I was slowly starting to decline, and just I didn't want to do it anymore. I knew it was obviously a huge opportunity, but I'm not a fan of the last minute weight cuts. We saw Darren Till miss weight, we saw Mackenzie Dern and all this stuff, but you know what? I'm not gonna give up. Let's keep on doing it. Let's keep on trying, and eventually we pushed down and we saw the numbers we wanted to see, and we made weight because of it. Last day it took maybe 5 hours to lose the last 5 pounds. That's how physically and mentally draining it was for the last day, but we got it done, and I was able to make weight and perform because of it.
And yeah, because you hit the mark, and I feel like in your case, because it was a short notice fight. I mean, Darren Till said he had personal problems, Mackenzie Dern, but they weren't short notice fights. Yoel Romero missed weight for a title fight, but it was short notice, and that's why people aren't giving him as much stick as they are for Darren Till and Mackenzie Dern. So with you, this is short notice. So I feel like, I mean, did you think of the possibility of a catch weight at all? Because you hit the mark incredibly.
Yeah, I wanted to do a catch weight, but Jared Brooks is a natural straw weight. The guy does fight at 115, so even requesting it, there was no question that he was going to deny it and just say it's either 125 or nothing. If I would have missed weight, knowing him, he more than likely would have denied the fight. So it was, I have to make weight or it's nothing. And I was given the ultimatum of, if I didn't make weight, we have to be fair. They did just fire, I believe, an English kid for missing weight. So they go, if you miss weight in your first debut for UFC, we're gonna cut you. So I was like, oh man, there's just so much pressure. Everyone's like, you're a UFC fighter. I'm like, well, not yet until I make weight. So there was a lot of pressure. And the thing is, you have Mackenzie Dern with the Vita Good scale. You have Darren Till with this awesome video that got promoted of how sad it is, but I had only a 9 day notice and I still made weight. Yeah, I probably didn't lose as much weight as they had to, but I'm a flyweight. 26 pounds is a quarter of my weight. It's not even more. So being able to do that last minute, perform, and still win the fight, it really is like a hallmark type story. So I'm very happy of what I've been able to do, and I 100% blame it in a very positive way to my weight management specialist, nutrition, because he's the only reason I made weight.
Awesome, awesome. And wait, you said that they gave you an ultimatum that if you weren't gonna hit the mark, that you weren't gonna get the fight.
Yeah, from what I know is Jared Brooks. He didn't tell me personally, but knowing him because he is a small fighter, if I would have missed weight, he more than likely wouldn't have taken the fight. And I was given the ultimatum of, even though I'm signing to the UFC in a 4-fight contract, if I don't make weight, I'm more than likely going to be cut. They have to be fair, but I mean, Mackenzie Dern and Darren Till and a bunch of others still in the promotion. Yeah, they're popular and I get it, but they're still in. I should be treated no different, mainly on the 9-day notice. But so be it. I made weight. Everything worked out well, and I'm here today.
And was this a matter of if you had lost or even if you had won?
That one I don't know. That one I honestly don't know. If I would have missed weight, I would have had to put on a spectacular performance to more than likely still be in the contract.
I see. And this, of course, wasn't exactly the ideal situation to make your debut in. Short notice, big weight cut. No chance for a promo or anything like that because you're arguably the hottest prospect outside of the UFC. I'm sure this isn't the way you expected to make your UFC debut if you thought of this moment in the past, right?
Yeah, I was hoping for a full training camp. I know if I had a full training camp, I definitely performed a lot faster, a lot better in the first round compared to finally actually doing something in the second round and taking a beating in the first round. But for people that's my fighting style. I like to get beat up. I like to take bumps and bruises to really wake up and put on a show for the fans and finally get the rhythm and speed of my opponent. But again, everything happens for a reason, and even though it was a 9-day notice compared to 2 months is what I'd really prefer. But overall, I'm here. I won, and I'm moving on to the next best thing, and I'm hoping to fight again in September with a proper notice.
Awesome, and let's talk about the fight before we talk about what's next. Obviously, a spectacular ending in a fight that you were most likely down in, and you just said it yourself that you're a Justin Gaethje type of fighter where you need to kind of get hit a bit to wake up. But would you attribute anything at all, like the bit of a soul start, to UFC jitters or not?
Yeah, I 100% do think that UFC jitters did come into play, and I say that because the 9-day notice wasn't just weight cutting; it was 26 pounds. It was all these tests for the New York Athletic State Commission that I had to take: MRI, MRA, EKG, blood tests, eye exams. I mean, so many more. It was the USADA, testing, and then being able to get all the paperwork done with them. It was signing the agreements for the UFC. It was flying to Jersey to work with my nutritionist. It was, driving up to Utica to make sure everything was proper and doing everything for Reebok and the UFC. So, I mean, I didn't have time to myself. By the time I had time to myself, I was in the cage. Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn, I'm fighting. Oh, okay. All right, cool. And I felt the heat from the lights. And that's the first thing I told my coaches, like, oh, wow, I can actually, like, it's hot in here. And it wasn't like a sense of panic. It was just more of, oh my God, I forgot I have to fight, because I was so worried about everything else that I had to consider and had to do for the UFC before even stepping into that cage. And by the time I got in there, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm in here. And yeah, it took me a little longer to finally catch the rhythm of Jared Brooks. I did get dropped so big. He had a phenomenal shot, and he did very well. He did more than what we all expected, but that's my fighting style. I'm a Justin Gaethje type of fighter. I'm going to expose you a lot more, and I'm going to show that you can do more than what you even believe you're going to do. And then from there, second, third, fourth, fifth round, whether I'm fighting a championship fight or not, I'm ready to come back and put on a show and push the pace. And that's what I was starting to do second round. And he was able to get the takedown, but I was able to maneuver. Once he got the lift, I was able to start going down to his hips, locked his body. He couldn't turn his hips. He couldn't arch his spine for a throw, and he landed very awkwardly because of it. Even though I didn't 100% cause the knockout, because that wasn't my intention, I technically started the knockout process. So I'm very happy. I knew I was going to be in dominant position when we landed, and I was able to get the TKO because of it.
And yeah, because I was going to say that. I mean, people are calling it a lucky finish or whatnot, but when he picks you up, because there is that little pause of, because he was trying to go for an emphatic slam, so there is that little pause of when he lifts you up, you actually have time to think of, right, how am I going to land, right? Like, you're going to get slammed because he's picking you up, and he knows what he's going to do, but there's that little pause where you're probably thinking of a way to land without damaging yourself, right?
Yeah, I'm very close to my judo black belt, and judo's big on break falls and learning how to land properly. And for me, I got slammed a bunch of times in college wrestling, but I'm a person that literally every time someone picked me up, what's the point of staying up there and flailing when I can get parallel, lock your hips so you can't do something big, and when we land, instead of you looking great, I can out-scramble you. And for me, I was trying to land in a proper position of one, I'm not getting myself hurt, and two, when we fall, I'm landing on top so I can get on top and start throwing my ground and pound. And that's pretty much what happened. It just so happened that in the process, he overextended himself. He couldn't arch his hips. He couldn't arch his back. And, he was able to land on his head and knock himself out.
Because we did see kind of the slam ending when Gray Maynard fought Rob Emerson, and both of them got hurt. So Rob Emerson, I think, dislocated a shoulder or something, and Gray Maynard ended up kind of like knocking himself out. So that's why I was asking you about that, like the landing part. Like that is something that you can't control a little bit, just because he kind of lifted you up and there was that pause of him carrying you.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. The difference of Gray Maynard and his opponent was, his opponent didn't do anything. Gray Maynard literally slammed himself forward on his face. He had full control of that. He just did it a little too much and knocked himself out. Compared to mine, I immediately started working down to the hips. It wasn't me staying there. Jared Brooks literally made a rookie mistake and knocked himself out because of it. I think he made a mistake trying to make it flashy. I think he should have just went for the dump, but he picked up immediately. I started to maneuver down his body and try to put myself in the safest position possible. One, so I don't get hurt, and two, I land in a proper position to get on top. And again, it got me the knockout because of it. Was it intended? No. But am I happy with it? I'm definitely not going to complain.
Definitely. And after the fight, he kind of went on social media claiming that you were lucky and he wants to run it back, but then kind of retracted. I don't know if he deleted his tweet, but basically an hour later, you shared a photo of the two of you, and he was showing you respect. I mean, what happened? Did you see what he was saying after the fight? I don't know if he deleted it, but it kind of like turned around. All of a sudden, you guys were showing each other respect.
It's funny because he did delete it. After the fight, we saw each other, backstage, shook hands, and he was the most respectful gentleman ever. It was a complete flip-flop, turning the tides. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, hey, man, thank you. I really appreciate it. And, we talked about the fight. We talked about everything. We were just happy. And we're like, all right, cool. Well, see you possibly in the future. Thanks, man. Then he ended up seeing me at the hotel, was, again, super polite to myself and my family. It was extremely nice. And I was like, hey, man, I took down my number, wanted to train with me, yada, yada, yada. I want to learn my ways. I was like, hey, man, that's awesome. I would love to help. I have no disrespect against anyone. So, yeah, let's do it. And then the next morning I wake up and I'm planning on posting a picture of him and I hugging and, smiling and all that. And I don't know, I'm getting screenshots of him saying all this stuff. Oh, we should run it back 9 out of 10 times, blah, blah, and, just talking a lot of smack, a lot of bad talk. And I go, well, that's cool. Like, whatever. I pay no mind to it because, one, I already got the W, so there's no reason for me to retaliate. I already have the win. And two, you knocked yourself out. There's nothing more I could do. You should be mad at yourself. Don't be mad at me. Don't talk smack to me. Maybe you should talk smack to McMahon and probably try to get that fight as a rematch. But I just don't see that happening. I think Jared Brooks did very well. And yeah, he was winning the fight, but that wasn't the end of the fight. That wasn't the full fight. And he knows if I get a full training camp, it's going to be a whole different case scenario, mainly in the first round. But, he decided to talk smack. I go, oh, you know what? I'm still going to have my original post out there because we're all after the same goal. Just so happens we're on each other's way. I understand how MMA is. It's becoming like a WWE type of sport where everyone has to talk smack to get promoted and move up faster in the ranking. That's not my style, but hey, I'm going to show my respect, and if he deletes the post, he deletes the post. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Who cares? Let him do his thing, and he ended up deleting the post, but creating another one, I believe, after that, trying to, soften it up a little bit, but still try to create the hype. And he got a lot of backlash because of it. A lot of people didn't like what he was, how he's been showcasing, himself as a person. And, for me, I'm just, it's still a benefit for me overall. I don't really care either way, but I'm just moving on to the next best thing.
Absolutely. And the internet is one of those things that even if you kept the post up for 20 seconds, somebody's going to get a screenshot. It's just one of those things. Yeah. You can never go back. Even a delete button doesn't really mean a delete button.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, my friends have screenshotted it and sent it to me. I don't follow Jared Brooks, but even throughout fight week, he was, following my stories and all that stuff and talking smack. I'm a lion watching, his prey, and I was like, oh, that's cool, man. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. See you fight day. So I don't at all care about smack talk or anything. I stay true to myself, and I stay as humble as possible, and I believe that's why my fans enjoy me and follow me the way they do.
For sure. And what is next for you? You mentioned that you wanted to come back in September. I mean, the 125-pound division is kind of in dire need for fresh blood, and you may just be that guy. Is there anyone you have in mind for your next fight? And are you planning on staying at 125?
Yeah, I do plan on staying at 125. The guy I did have in mind was Tim Elliott, but I did find out he has a torn ACL, so I know he won't be fighting for a good while, which I hope for a speedy recovery. The only reason I want to fight Tim Elliott, actually, plenty of reasons. One, he's a very exciting fighter. Two, I respect him so much. He's a great veteran. He's fought the best in the world. And three is he was the former Titan FC flyweight champion before I became the champion. So I really wanted to see who would have been the undisputed champ if he had to go back and fight me. So, it's more of I just really want to enjoy the challenge. And him and I have trained together. We've lived together. And we both already easily have talked about fighting each other. So I think it'd be a very, very fan entertaining fight. I don't want to fight, wrestlers, or I don't want to fight guys who are just going to keep the fights down to the ground and making a boring fight. I want a very fun, spectacular fight to make the flyweight division exciting. And, I think Tim Elliott, Ryan Benoit, Sergio Pettis, guys who are ready to stand and bang and really put on a show, DJ, whoever it is, I don't care who the UFC puts in front of me. I want to just put on a great performance and make the flyweight division known again. And, I believe I'm the person to do that.
And is it important for you for it to be a ranked opponent? I mean, is that something that you're going to hope for?
I would prefer a ranked opponent. I believe I can be fast-tracked because of my resume and what I've been able to do. Was it the best performance in the world in my last fight? No, but hey, 9-day notice. I hope the UFC definitely understands that. Yeah. And, I'm hoping for a top 15 guy next. I think that's definitely well-deserved, mainly with 9 UFC calls and finally being able to accept it in the 9th one.
Yeah, and you're a name that people recognize and know, even if they don't follow other organizations and stuff. You're kind of a name that if you follow me, you have to have heard of. And like I said, I feel like the flyweight division is in need for somebody. So I think it would be kind of weird if they didn't try to get you a ranked opponent and push you to be kind of like the next top contender.
Fingers crossed. I've been able to do it for Titan FC, and I think only 3 fights I became the champion, 5 fights I became the double champion, and 7 I became the very dominant double weight class champion. So, I don't see why I can't do the same in the UFC. I think it's a great promotion. I know once I get on the pedestal, just let me do all the talking, and I can take care of the rest. And for me, I'm excited. I don't care who they put me up against. I just want to be able to have a full training camp to really showcase my full skill.
Absolutely. A couple more questions, Jose. I really appreciate the time. You said you want to come back in September. That's a 3-month turnaround. That's a solid turnaround. But how are you feeling after the fight? Like any nagging injuries or injuries sustained in the fight or anything like that?
I mean, I don't have any, injuries. I have more little bumps and bruises. But overall, everything's all good. I would like to fight in September because, one, I do have some business things I want to take care of and, enjoy myself a little bit. I wasn't, MMA limbo with, am I going to fight 45? Am I defending 25 or 35? Am I fighting for Bellator, UFC? Am I fighting for this or that? So, I've been training. I want to give myself a nice little break and properly move up, in a sense of being able to actually be a UFC fighter and take care of myself professionally. I want to give myself a little break and, see where it goes from there. But I believe September is a perfect time to make my return.
Awesome. And the UFC are going to Chicago next weekend. Were you kind of hoping that you would land on that card somehow?
Yeah, I mean, Chicago, I haven't fought in Chicago in over 5 years. I was 25-1 as an amateur, multiple world accolades, and, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and so on. And it's a dream come true to fight at home. I have all my sponsors there. I have all my friends and my family. That's my home base. It's my Madison Square Garden is to fight the United Center, and that's my dream come true. And hopefully one day it happens. Sadly, it just happened in New York and, the week before. But, maybe next time. But until then, I'm hopefully going to be able to go, get tickets, enjoy the fights, enjoy my teammates fighting on the show and former, fellow Chicagoans, but, we'll see what happens. I don't care where I find the world. I just know I have fans there and I have people to support me along the way.
Absolutely. All right, Jose, I really appreciate the time. Congratulations again on the win. You definitely made your mark in your debut, and hopefully we see you back in the octagon soon.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate all the love and support on social media, and I can't wait until next time, man. Thank you so much.